live. Got a live feed. Waiting for the tribe. I'm here early. Z's here. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. I decided to start the feed a little early, so give others a chance to catch up. You have the best virtual seat in the house. Hope you guys are doing well out there in the far West Valley. Still a little chilly, but we had a lot of good sun today. All right, we'll give it another couple of minutes or a minute or so, and then we'll get some music going. Thanks for checking in. Gene's here. Yay! Happy Hump Day. Yes, if I know it. I will absolutely, Sarah. Thank you so much for checking in. Z, I can't remember where you grew up, if it was here in Arizona. I know you went to ASU. Gene, so I'm clearing out my storage unit. I have about 2 more trips, and I got stuff I'm still going through. So, Gene, there's my display case behind me has all kinds of special memorabilia. I have the it took 2 candles during Elvis week when I was there, what, 9 years ago, 9 years ago, and I went up on the candlelight vigil, and I got in line at 12:40 in the morning. I just rolled in on my Harley from Nashville, and I got in line at 12:40, and it took me an hour and 15 minutes. That's 12:40 in the morning to get up to the gravesite, which is about an 80-yard walk from the front gates. And they give you candles, and it's August in Memphis, so there's water. And my first candle burned all the way out, so they gave me another candle. So I still have that candle, that what's left of it, and other things behind me. Z grew up in Iowa, but Gene, if you can see in that case behind me, there's a very distinct brown paper bag. If you can't see what's written on it, I'll turn on the house lights here for a second. And I got that at Harkins Theater in Scottsdale about, I don't know when it was, 7 years ago. They had a memorial. There was a 400-seat theater, and Dan Harkins grew up here as well and was a fan of a certain television show that we watched as kids. And he opened the theater up for free because there was a memorial service for a guy named Bill Thompson. And on every seat was a brown paper bag. And if you can't read what's on it, I'll turn the house lights on. I'll just do it anyway. So I never got on the show to win one of those, but that is the Ladmo bag that was sitting on the seat that I got for free. He had one on every seat. That's right, 400 seat theater in Scottsdale, and he had one on every seat. So I got, and it's still full of candy and all kinds of stuff, so I have it. Also, next to the Ladmo bag are a pair of pretty awesome looking women's pumps. Don't ask. When people would go into my home studio and I had those, they go, what's with the high heels? And I went, you know, Bruce by day. So actually a friend of mine used to sing in a rockabilly band, and she was dumping those when she was moving, and I got her to inscribe them. So she wrote a personal message inside those. I've got my sunglasses from the Buddy Holly Museum and other stuff in there. Stuff from my trip to Graceland, but I have my Lambo bag. So Z, it was still playing when you went to SU. Yeah, they went off the air in '89 after 35 years. So I just thought I'd point out that Ladmo bag. That's a display case with some important memorabilia. I never made it to the show, but where's that book? No, I don't know. Probably 15 years ago, Bill Thompson, Wallace, and Pat McMahon did a live stage event at the Tempe Museum, Historical Museum. And I have the 25th anniversary Wallace and Ladmo book, and I got, Bill Thompson had already signed it when I bought it, and then Pat McMahon signed it for me. So I told him I was a volunteer with the APS Clown Troupe for 8 years, and he signed it, the inside of my book, Bruce, nice nose, Gerald, I swear. And then about 5 years ago, there was a local channel, AZ7 or 9 or something, AZ9. They tapped some volunteers locally here for their holiday drive. So I got to play live on that show. And I played Elvis's Blue Christmas with the Sonis Brothers. They play around local. They're awesome. These two Greek guys that play classical guitar, and they're with a band called Turning Point. And I got to meet them and another friend of mine from Musicians on Call, and so I got my picture. Pat McMahon was hosting, and so I got a picture with him. So those things mean little nothing to anybody that didn't grow up here. It's kind of hard to explain the show, but yeah. So anyway, hang on a minute. Just give me 1 second. We'll give it another minute for people to check in, and I'll be here with music. I'll show you this. Here's the book. It's not 25 years. It was just a book on the show. This is a hardcover. Used to be able to get them at a local printer here, maybe still. They're just full of pictures and stories. So I bought this from the publisher down on 7th Street somewhere. And it had already been signed in black by Bill Thompson. But he signed it, "Hi, thanks for watching, Wallace." And here's what Pat McMahon signed. Would you rather have Pat McMahon's signature or something personal like this from Gerald? Because I told him I was with the Clown Troupe. So this is like, I mean, the cover's tattered and everything. I think these might still be available. Yeah, so anyway, I got this. And I'll see if you want. I'll have to look after I'm done and see if they're still available for purchase. But yeah, members of the Ladmo trio were there. Bill Thompson's daughter flew in from New York. She sang that song 1954 that I play on occasion that the late great Mike Condello wrote. She sang on that record. She came in and played it on keyboards. It was beautiful. So let me catch up on comments. Yes, Ladmo back, Wallboy. Never made it to the show either, me neither. Yeah. Z was on the Dr. Max show in Cedar Rapids. Same type of show. Yeah, check it out next time. I'll bring that book with me. All right. Anyway, enough public service announcement stuff. Sarah, let me know if you're still there. I kind of got sidetracked, but yes, and it doesn't have to be just one song. Of course, I don't want my friends leaving empty-handed. So just let me know you're there, Sarah. If there's anything out of my set list, I played something for you when you and Alcinia were driving up on that day, and I did a live set, and I remember I messaged you or Alcinia and said I'll sing something for you. It was probably Come Monday by Jimmy Buffett. I've dedicated that to other people and friends that have passed. So Sarah, if you're still there, just give me a thumbs up, and I will pull out something or some things for you to honor the memory of your wonderful Buff who passed away a year ago today. Okay. Just before I went live, I pulled these lyrics up again because I still need them. For an Elvis song that I just learned recently. Well, I haven't learned the lyrics. So I just pulled these lyrics up at like 3 minutes till. So these might have been meant for you. So I wanted to do this. So I'm going to switch over to my other screen, which means I can't see your comments until I get back. I've been playing this one recently. I'd never learned it before, but I thought I would start with this one. And then we'll do a couple others too, Sarah. So let me go with this. Hopefully this will be. So I'm going to change something. Well, yes. So this is written from the guy's point of view. So where it says Earth Boy, I'm going to change it to Earth Girl. So this would be, so the perspective would be something that a girl would sing instead of the guy. And it's still just appropriate. So I want to play this. All right. Angel with those angel eyes, come and take this earth girl up to paradise. Angel, may I hold you tight, never kiss an angel, let me kiss one tonight. If I said I love you, would I be speaking out of turn? I'm only human, but I'm willing to learn. Angel, make my wish come true. Let me be in heaven, here on earth with you. Angel, never kissed an angel, let me kiss one tonight. If I said I love you, would I be speaking out of turn? I'm only human, but I'm willing to learn. Angel, make my wish come true. Let me be in heaven, here on earth with you. If I said I love you, would I be speaking out of turn? I'm only human, but I'm willing to learn. Angel, make my wish come true. Let me be in heaven, here on earth with you. Angel, angel. Oh, woo! I'm not even warmed up yet, but those vocals felt really good. I like that. Anyway, I hope you did. I'll do some more. Hope that one came across okay. So often I just follow my muse, and I haven't had time to rehearse. I've been out and busy almost all day, helping my roommate with her doctor's appointments and stuff like that. And I got in after 6 and no rehearsal time, but those lyrics, right about 3 minutes till, it's like, I guess my muse was like, you need to pull his lyrics up. So I just do. I follow it, and here you are. So that was an Earth Girl song to Hurt Angel. So I changed the lyrics. So I hope that's fitting. It's a sad day, but we're honoring the memory. And so there you go. I watched Blue Hawaii last night. I've still been in a Elvis and Graceland mood since the passing of Lisa Marie Presley, which really affected me, saddened me. So I watched Blue Hawaii last night, and so this is the song that Elvis sings to his fiance's grandmother, who was celebrating her 78th birthday or something in that movie. But I've sung it at least 2 weddings that I know that I've officiated, and 3. That's right. The first of those, I sang this song for somebody you know well, my former instructor, Kaylin, when I got a Facebook message that day, a week after school had finished, and I was so sad because I just missed my classmates, and I got this text message because we'd become Facebook friends, and I thought, oh, maybe she needs me down at the school to be a body demo or something, because I'd gone in that week. I got asked to come in and do a demo, and I grabbed one of my former classmates. It made me so happy, and I got to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my classmates that went to Masters, and I got to see them, and we had lunch, and that made me happy. Then I got this Facebook message saying, and I thought, oh, maybe Kaylin needs me to come down and be a body demo. And instead what she wanted to know is, we went down to the courthouse to get married in Mesa. It was a mess, and we didn't have all the paperwork. Can you come and officiate our wedding? So I grabbed all my wedding officiant stuff, and I grabbed my guitar, and I met Kaylin and her husband, and she brought her mom and her aunt, and I officiated their wedding at in a parking lot of a restaurant in Mesa. It's all true. Can't make this up. And I was thinking on the way, what should I play for them? And it was this song. So this song has special meaning for me, and I'm going to sing this for both of you, for you and your late husband. So in his memory. So this is for you and Buff. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't tell, falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with you. All right. That would be the love theme I would imagine you both would sing to each other. Oh, and I was trying to remember, that restaurant was an Applebee's. I officiated the wedding of Kaylin and her now husband in the parking lot of an Applebee's in Mesa. And I sang that song for them, and you just can't make this stuff up. It's all true. That was a great day. So we're honoring your wonderful late husband, Buff, on the anniversary of his passing today. And my muse gave me more, so don't go anywhere. All right. Sarah said, oh, you're welcome. Cheryl Stevenson is here. Oh, my gosh. From New York. I miss you, Cheryl. Cheryl, you were my favorite guide for musicians on call and a good friend. What a wonderful soul. Thanks for checking in tonight. What a wonderful night. I have my regulars, which I love, and then I have some special friends and that are influencing my set list in all the best ways. All right, so back to Sarah. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Cheryl. All right, Sarah. Oh, this came to me while I was singing that song because half my brain is open to the ether. So I have a song, and this would be what I imagine. So this is Buff's song to you, written by my good friend Steve Poltz, the guy who discovered Jewel and co-wrote that #1 hit, You Were Meant For Me, that knocked off the Macarena off the charts in 1996. And he had this on the soundtrack of that movie called Jack Frost. Came out a long time ago with Michael Keaton, where he dies and comes back. He's a dad. He comes back a year later as a snowman. So my friend Steve wrote this. I played this at weddings, all kinds of special occasions. So if you listen to lyrics, Sarah, this is what I would imagine Buff would have said to you in his time here on Earth. Well, I love everything about you. And I love the way you comb your hair. And I love the way you sashay in the room. Your perfume lingers in the air. I love everything about you. Whoa, about you. Sorry I had to stop. I had the wrong movie. Steve had another song in that soundtrack. This is from the soundtrack to Notting Hill with Hugh Grant. I had to correct that. And I love the way you lick your lips, dear. You've got fireworks in your head. And I love the way you bring me water. When I'm thirsty in your bed. I love everything about you. Whoa, about you. You were surely kissed by angels. Look at the freckles on your face. You got the devil in your eyes. You disappear without a trace. If I had time to prepare at the beginning where it said you sashay in the room, Sarah, I should have said something about the way you sashayed in the room doing a meridian dance for Shiatsu. Well, I love sneaking up behind you. When you're looking in the mirror, the way your eyes lock into mine, dear. Without guilt and without fear, I love everything about you. Whoa, about you. I love everything about you. Whoa, about you. Okay, more to come. So Sarah, that was Buff's song to you, letting you know how much he loved you and he loved everything about you. And he would have loved if he didn't get to see you do a meridian dance to shiatsu or acupressure. I know that makes no sense to anybody else here, unless you're an LMT, but nobody did it like Sarah. She was awesome. That was a great dance. I had another one in mind, and then my, surprisingly, my muse said, why don't you play your own song for her? That would be appropriate. And I went, that's right. So this is my bedtime lullaby I wrote from the beautiful Amy. She's not checking in here tonight. Trying to characterize this. So, Sarah, I have to put a new story to the lyrics, which will not change, but so the story in my head is so this is Buff coming to you at night, and this is what he would tell you. So this is my song called Stardust Lullaby. to sleep at night, remember to let your soul take flight. But if you drift away too far, I'll ride a moonbeam to where you are. The stars are calling, and I am falling. As you lay your head to sleep, counting heartbeats instead of sheep, just breathe my name and call me there, and I'll sprinkle stardust in your hair. The moon is calling, and I am falling. If I could lay you down to sleep, praying the Lord your soul to keep, the night is calling, and I have fallen. So sleep you well, my turtle dove. You'll forever be my one true love. Okay, that's my Stardust Lullaby. Words spoken at night from the ether while you're sleeping. From Buff, I would envision him just coming and stroking your hair and visiting you and telling you you'll always be his one true love and that everything's okay. So that's where my creative mind goes. So I know the song. I don't know it. I wish I did. I would play it for you. I know. I hope that was a consolation prize, let's say, for Endless Love. So that's my bedtime lullaby. And by the way, Cheryl was instrumental in, while we were with Musicians on Call, we recorded not one but 2 albums. Musicians on Call is a volunteer organization out of Nashville. They have 19 chapters across the country, doing bedside music in Phoenix at the Phoenix Children's Hospital and the Veterans Center downtown. Since I'm a vet, I used to do both, but I ended up doing that one. So out of 19 chapters across the country and Ground Zero in Nashville, no one in over 20 years had, recorded an album from volunteers. Cheryl orchestrated that whole thing. We recorded not one but 2. We recorded the first album, and then we recorded a holiday album. And so on that first album is my album version of that song. The reason I'm telling you that, Sarah, is that if you like that song at all, and I did a full version with all kinds of other instruments and stuff, message me your email address and I will send you the MP3 of that, and then you can listen to it anytime you want, if you want, and if not, that's okay too. So I don't know Endless Love, but Stardust Lullaby I wrote, and I would gladly give you a copy of that. I did the recording. Cheryl did all the other stuff, the album artwork, scheduling, getting everybody there, all that stuff. and it was her brainchild too. So I was glad to be a foot soldier in the trenches of that. So Sarah, yeah, just message me your email. I'll send you an MP3 of the album version of that song, which has all the bells and whistles and cool stuff on it. I was really happy with how it came out. Um, I think I played this for you as you and Alcinia were taking Buff up to lay him to rest. I'm pretty sure this is the one. It's a Jimmy Buffett song, and so if not, oh well, it's still a wonderful song. I played it for people for memorials and all kinds of stuff. So I wanted to play this too. Heading up to San Francisco for the Labor Day weekend show. I've got my hush puppies on. I guess I never was meant for glitter, rock and roll. And honey, I didn't know that I'd be missing you so. Come Monday, it'll be alright. Come Monday, I'll be holding you tight. I spent 4 lonely days in a brown LA haze, and I just want you back by my side. Yes, it's been quite a summer, running cars and westbound trains, and now you're off on vacation. Something you tried to explain, and darling, it's I love you so, and that's the reason I just let you go. Come Monday, it'll be alright. Come Monday, I'll be holding you tight. I spent 4 lonely days in a brown LA haze, and I just want you back by my side. I can't help it, honey, you're that much a part of me now. Remember that night in Montana when we said there'd be no room to die? I hope you're enjoying the scenery. I know that it's pretty up there. We could go hiking on Tuesday. With you I'd walk anywhere. California has worn me quite thin, and I just can't wait to see you again. Come Monday, it'll be alright. Come Monday, I'll be holding you tight. I spent 4 lonely days in a brown LA haze, and I just want you back on my side. I spent 4 lonely days in a brown LA haze, and I just want you back on my side. All right. Honoring the legacy and life of the late, great Buff Hawes, whose wonderful soulmate on the last part of his journey here on this plane was Sarah, the lovely and wonderful, beautiful soul Sarah Hawes. So she's checked in tonight and asked that I help commemorate the 1-year anniversary of his passing. And absolutely, and we're not done yet. I got another one. Cheryl says we made a good team. Yes, we did. Teamwork definitely made the dream work on that. I miss you. I love you, Cheryl. I'm so glad you're checking in. I love all of you. I discovered this, as most of you heard me say, the song 2 years ago when I got back from Maui after I sold my home and I traded in my ailing little beautiful, wonderful convertible Batmobile for a newer version. It's a sunroof, not a convertible, but I love it. And it came with a 5-month free subscription to Sirius XM Radio. I discovered, among others, Channel 75 which is the Elvis channel. And I heard this song I'd never heard in my life. And I love it. And it talks a lot about, it's a beautiful song of support, um, and that life is a struggle. And it's called True Love Travels on a Gravel Road. And anybody that's been in love knows that. We've all experienced some kind of loss or whatever. So I play this for my friends Kevin and Gene. And Kevin and I were in the Air Force together way back when. I played this at his 50th anniversary and or 60th birthday and their homecoming, their forever homecoming, their brand new home recently. So this one came to me too, courtesy of my muse. So Sarah, this is for all of us. This just talks about the commonality of struggles of life, and nothing comes easy on a paved road with gold. So here we go. How many girls choose cotton-dressed worlds where they could have satins and lace, and stand by her man, never once letting shame touch her face? How many hearts could live through all the winter we'd known and still not be cold? True love travels on a gravel road. Love is a stranger and hearts are endangered on smooth streets paved with gold. Oh, true love travels on a gravel road. Down through the years, we've had hard times and tears, but they only helped our love grow. And we'll stay together no matter how strong the wind blows. Not once have I seen your blue eyes filled with envy or stray from the one that you hold. Oh, true love travels on a gravel road. Love is a stranger and hearts are endangered on smooth streets paved with gold. Oh, true love travels on a gravel road. Yeah, true love travels on a gravel road. Yeah, true love travels on a gravel road. True words. Sarah, I hope you're still there. There was nothing came to me during that one. I was focusing on the song, but it doesn't mean it's over yet. I hope you were still here and got to hear some of those. So celebrating the 1 year anniversary, the passing of your wonderful husband, Buff. So that's to you. Cheryl, last Saturday night, I don't know if you saw my Facebook post. I was in the Mesa Performing Arts Center at the Akita Theater, and I saw Smokey freaking Robinson. And when I got in and sat up in the mezzanine, I looked around and I said, I think this is where Cheryl and I saw, oh, now I'm blanking on his name, I just know the song. The banjo guy. He did Sinister Minister. Bela Fleck. I think you and I saw Bela Fleck. If it wasn't at that theater, because they have several theaters, but I think it was because it was a mammoth, really good sized theater. I got looking around and I'm sitting on the left side mezzanine, and I looked down and I said, either down or up. I think Cheryl and I saw Bela Fleck at that. You'll remember. I'm sure you have a better memory. Anyway, I was there Saturday night and I saw Smokey Robinson. Oh, if you saw my post as a follow-up, I believe it's true. This October, because I'm probably still a C-minus math student, but 9 months after that show, the East Valley maternity wards are going to be overrun and busting at the seams with new babies, because if you were at that show, no explanation needed. Oh man, 82 years young. Oh, and those high notes and still hitting that. And he was the king of cool. He came out in a silver zoot suit and he was dancing back and forth across the stage. And after song 3, he peeled off the jacket, had a white shirt on. And man, I'm telling you, oh, I love Motown. To see it live, oh, it was amazing. So anyway, Cheryl, I think if you're still there, I got looking as I went in and sat down, and I said, I think Cheryl and I saw Bela Fleck there years ago. Still a wonderful memory. Anyway, yeah, so Sarah, celebrating the life of your love. I hope you were able to hear all of those. I just played them as my muse gave me each new song, and the last one was an Elvis song that I just discovered 2 years ago that I love. So, if something else comes to me, I will definitely play it. If there's something else on my set list that you know you want to hear, I will play it. Cheryl, you don't get to check in very often. If you're still here and you have a request, you're very familiar with my set list from all the work we did. And by the way, Cheryl, give me a thumbs up if you're here so I can share this with you. A quick story, which you'll love, I guarantee. Otherwise, I'll save it for another time. But if you're still here, I can't tell. Let me know. Just give me a thumbs up or something. Let me see. I'm trying to think of what else would be a fun song to play or something nice to play for Sarah. Nothing else at the moment. There's probably plenty of stuff out there. But let me keep the music going. If something else comes to mind, I will definitely play it for you. So, oh wait, a new comment. Brother Bill, he's here. Thank you. Man, I got both those guitar strings. Thank you for sending me those as I texted you. I was so busy today I didn't have a chance to put them on. But I will put them on. I'll put them on for, what is this, Wednesday? For Fiesta Friday. Thanks for being here. So this next song I wanted to play is, so this song became very important to me. After August 11th, 2011, 4:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was a Monday, not like I recall it with any clarity. It's not a red letter date. So that's the day I got creamed in that crazy, spectacular car crash and working on my last contract in nuclear power in Hartsville, South Carolina, population 10,000. And by the grace of God and Mercedes Engineering, the side airbag saved my life. So I had broken knee, 2 knee surgeries, 2,000 miles away from home. I had my MacBook Pro, my 19-inch MacBook Pro, up on my lap trying to research the healing frequencies of music and anything. I'd never suffered anything like that. And then I took a break from that and pulled up my iTunes library, and I discovered I had forgotten I recorded the soundtrack to this Gwyneth Paltrow movie called Country Strong, and on it was this beautiful song, and I just sat there in tears, and I said, as soon as I am well enough and healed enough to play, I'm going to learn that song, and so I have. And this is a song for those of us that remain after loss, and sometimes trying to figure out what it is we're here for and why, and this song just kind of helps talk about that, and how the intersection of our lives is not an accident. I have too many stories. Just the numbers alone would support that. I'm not a numbers guy, but I think so. So we were all meant to be part of each other's lives. And this song is a beautiful little song that was sung in the movie by the actor Garrett Hedlund. And so this song's become very special to me, so I wanted to play it to you. When the stars line up and you catch a good break, and people think you're lucky, but you know it's grace, and it can happen so fast. We're a little bit late, and timing is everything. You know, I've had close calls when it could have been me, and I was young when I learned just how fragile life can be. I lost friends of mine because it wasn't my time, and timing is everything. And I could have been a child that God took home, and I would have been one more unfinished song. When it seems a rhyme is hard to find, that's when one comes along just in time. I remember that day when our eyes first met. You ran into the building to get out of the rain because you were soaking wet. And as I held the door, you wanted to know my name. The timing is everything. And I could have been another minute late. You never would have crossed my path that day. When it seems true love is hard to find, that's when love comes along just in time. You can call it fate, a destiny. Sometimes it really seems like it's a mystery. You can be hurt by love or healed by the same. Timing is everything. It can happen so fast. We're a little bit late. Timing is everything. Oh, oh man. All right, my friends, as we start to close in on the end of the set, Amy's here. Hi there. Thanks for checking in. So good to see you all on Wind Down Wednesday. Amy, I played your bedtime lullaby. I know you've heard it a ton. Just barely made it. We're glad you're here, you and Bill. Busy night for the out of towners, out of staters. Arizona, Bill's in South Carolina, Amy's in Ohio. Thank you for staying up. My friend and fellow beautiful master bodyworker, licensed massage therapist Sarah, you'll see up in the comments. This is the 1 year anniversary of her wonderful husband Buff, his passing, and so she asked me to play some songs, and as I played one, my muse gave me another, and then another, and then another, and so I got to play your bedtime lullaby, which will be here on the on the rewind. So it's the gift that keeps on giving. You inspired it, and I I sung it for her and told her in my creative mind's eye, he would come from the ether at night while she was sleeping, and he would sit next to her bed and stroke her hair, and those were the words he would say. Um, so your song got to inspire my set this evening in a beautiful way. I wanted you to know that. Um, and Bill says, love this song, which, oh, timing is everything. Like many, yeah, I was at my lowest when friends worked hard to convince me to meet someone. That was 8 years ago with Miss Young. Your beautiful bride and that gorgeous, talented prodigy of a dancing daughter you have. And I hope to take a train. Amtrak, my number one, it's my number one trip. I don't take vacations, so it's been 2 years, so I've got a couple planned this year, and that's my number one, so I'm going to take that Amtrak to visit my parents in Alabama, and I want to come see you and finally sing that dancing daughter of yours who never has met me but calls me Uncle Bruce, which I love. And by the way, Amy, she falls to sleep when I play that bedtime lullaby. It's true, because Bill said so. And I will finally meet your bride. So I'm looking forward to that. Kevin says checking in late. Signing up for my next booster. Got it. Glad you're here, all of you. We don't keep score or track. Once the doors are open, they stay open for the tribe to come in, and you all have the best virtual seats in the house. You're welcome, Amy, for sharing. Yeah, it was sweet. It was wonderful. Let me see. Oh, so I'm gonna end on a Bob Schneider song, but before that I wanted to play this other, so it's a double shot of Steve Poltz. No, it's not. I played Steve Poltz earlier, so I just did that Garrett Hedlund song from Country Strong, Timing is Everything. This is a Steve Poltz song I wanted to play that he wrote in Australia some years ago. You've heard me play it. You've also heard me clarify in the second verse. It mentions a beer called Tooheys, and he wrote it in Australia, and I came to learn later that Tooheys is like the worst beer you could get it in Australia. It's an Australian beer, so I don't know what our worst beer is. Probably like Kevin and I in the Air Force drank terrible beer. Pabst PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Schlitz malt liquor. Any of those really kind of bottom of the barrel, I guess. I hate to say that because somebody out there might like beer. Yeah, so when Steve plays in Australia, the crowd just roars with laughter because the intent isn't that he buys some bottles of beer, it's that he bought Tooheys, which is really bad, I guess. So anyway, I love this little song. It's called 10 Chances. I only had 1 minute left on my calling card. I was halfway around the world and it was raining really hard. And I only had a couple of aspirin and a half a can of beer. So I swallowed it down for courage, but it was still pretty hard to hear. I only had 3 words that I wanted to tell you, but it would be easier if you were here and I could smell you. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake. I'll scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I get soaked in sin, but I fall right back in to your arms again. So I ordered 4 cans of Tooheys, and I set them on the trunk. Had a long conversation with a hopeless drunk. And I only had 5 tickets and 6 new friends. So one of them had a hissy fit and drove off in her Mercedes-Benz. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake, I scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I'll get drenched in sin, but I fall right back into your arms again. So we played 7 cards stud, had a royal flush. I took out your picture and started to blush. So I only had 8 lives, most cats got 9. So skipped out on the bungee jumping just this time, just this time. So only had 10 chances to say I love you. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake, I scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I'll get soaked in the sin, but I fall right back into your arms again. Hey, I'll collapse into your loving arms again. Yeah, I fall right back into your arms again. Oh, all right. There's some Steve Poltz as we close out. One more song. We'll close this edition out of Wind Down Wednesday. Amy, oh, you remembered me saying. Oh, probably about 2. Yeah. Ken says one time classics. Oh yeah, that was like a package store, right, or something where you could buy like cases of beer and so I don't something like that. Yeah, had 12 packs of Buckhorn. I don't for $2.99. Oh my god. We took a bunch out to Folsom Lake. That's right, because we were stationed in Sacramento before taste testing. The worst of us ever had. 12 cans of beer for $2.99. You get what you pay for most of the time. In that case, I'm guessing that was true. That's funny. Most cats got 9. I know Steve he's great for metaphorical references and for turning a phrase. And he says, lovely, thank you. Folsom Prison, yes. Folsom Lake was about a half hour away from the base we were stationed at in Sacramento. And Folsom Prison was right by there. That's right, Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison Blues. Yep, all in that general area. All right, my tribe. Thank you. Thank you for showing up tonight. I want to end on this little Bob Schneider song I've played sometimes, but honoring the memory of Sarah's wonderful husband who passed away a year ago today. I'm honored to be able to play some music, celebrating his life. Amy says, you're guessing. Well, you're a good guesser because you're smart. And your instincts were right on. So, I just love this little Bob Schneider song. And I wanted to play this too. Wait a minute. Come on, Bruce. Soon was a pilot in the nationally known Amazing Ladies of the Outer Ozone. She didn't have no kid, she didn't have no time. She was a woman of her word, She was a fighter of crime. She looked good in a hat, she had a natural way. With tools and no car, she went to UCLA. Hang on a minute, I'm just blown. I can't stand. Oh, I'm playing it right, I'm just playing the wrong strings with it. This is a delicate song. Alright, I'm gonna start over. Soon was a pilot in the nationally known Amazing Ladies of the Outer Ozone. She didn't have no kids, she didn't have no time. She was a woman of her word, she was a fighter of crime. She looked good in a hat, she had a natural way. With tools and no car, she went to UCLA. And everybody said she was as crazy as a loon. When she was a girl, she'd spend every afternoon sitting in her backyard pretending to be a fighter ace in the Japanese military. She looked good in a hat, she liked to make up her mind, she kept her feet in the air. She wore her heart on her sleeve, 'cause she'd found it there. And it was all well and good until she met this young man, a young pilot named Steve with a beautiful tan. He spoke English and French and he swam like a swan, had a mouthful of teeth and more style than Cezanne. He could talk to the bees, he could breathe in the air. He wore his heart on his sleeve 'cause he found it there. And they'd sit in the trees and they'd talk through the night while the blind moon swam in the pale starry light. They talked and they crowed and they told what they knew. It was better than beer, it was all strange and new. There was grass all around, it was black up above. It was more than hello, it was something like love. And I don't know why life, it seems to be so hard for dreamers like you and me. When love is love is love is everywhere. Okay, my tribe, that'll do it for this edition of Wind Down Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Sarah, for inspiring my set. Cheryl, for checking in from New York, my wonderful, awesome partner in crime with Musicians on Call. I think Cheryl is gone because she didn't respond back, but at least I got to play some music for her. Thanks, Z and Jean and Kev are all here. Everybody else is out of state, which is awesome. The lovely Amy in Ohio. And my awesome former department leader, Bill's checking in from South Carolina tonight. And Z, I got everybody. And then Sarah was here. I think she's gone. So commemorating and celebrating and remembering the life of her late husband, Buff, who left us a year ago today. Thank you for the honor of asking me to play some stuff for him. My muse complied and kept giving me song after song in the middle of the one I was singing, which I love. Nope, you're a good guesser, Amy. That's right. Thanks, Z. Thank you, Jean. And a good night to you. Oh, thank you, Amy. Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you. Yep, she's a beautiful soul. I think she's already checked out, but at least I'll archive the show as always so that Sarah can go back and watch this at any time. And so can you. So thank you so much, all of you, for checking in. Wonderful seeing you here as always. Namaste. The divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Thank you for keeping yourselves healthy. Keep those immune systems bolstered up. Stay warm wherever you are, especially for my two wonderful souls in South Carolina and Ohio, braving all those freezing temperatures. It's 55 degrees in the sun here, and when we get in the shade, I'm just like freezing. But I can't imagine. But you guys are staying warm, so I'm glad. Keep yourselves healthy. Have a great rest of your, as Gene said at the top of the set, hump day. Yes, it is a wind down Wednesday. I will be back on Friday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for Fiesta Friday. We'll have some more music. Hope you can make it. Have a great rest of your week sliding into your Friday and weekend, and I'll see you then.